All right, well, good morning, everybody. So thank you for coming. I'm sure the presence of a special colloquium really piqued your interest and curiosity. I just want to tell you, just so you know, we received some emails from people wondering if the college was closing. It is not closing. Let me be emphatic about that. We're in great shape. We're not closing. It also was not an April Fool's Day joke either. We had some questions about that too. But anyway, let me just kind of get right to the business at hand, because I'm sure you're wondering why I ask everyone to come. So according to my contract, I am to notify the board by June 30th of my intention relative to contract renewal. So I'm announcing today that I will not be renewing my contract. So my presidency will end on the nice round number of 20 on June 30th, 2020. Let me emphasize that date. It is June 30th, 2020. I'm not leaving to pursue another executive position, but rather I am stepping down as president to take the sabbatical I have accrued over my last 30 years. Quite frankly, I could not envision signing up for another 3 or 5 years, given the requirements of the job, and I hope you understand that. I do not know specifically what I will be doing after my sabbatical that will begin July 1st, 2020. But I've asked the board to hold open for me a faculty appointment as my tenure and rank allow. I'm sure you understand that this has been a very difficult decision for me and for Karen, who's here. Thank you, Karen. More than any job I know of, a college president is linked to the place where he or she works and to the hundreds and hundreds of relationships you build and treasure. I've always seen my job every day as a most amazing gift, for we do noble work, framing the future by educating servant leaders and engaged citizens who desire to do good. But it is a role that wears on you mentally and physically, and that is a plural you, Karen included. In 2017, I found myself in the hospital twice. A few of you know this. First in May, coincidentally at the day of a board meeting. And then in June, my pulse rate was in the 30s, and I was eventually diagnosed with a genetic heart condition. We have all these nurses here. Called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, which necessitated the insertion of a pacemaker and defibrillator. And that was all happening when we were experiencing that unexpected enrollment challenge brought on by the governor's Excelsior Scholarship. I'm fine now and mostly symptom-free, but that episode gave me pause. Pause to consider priorities and the future. I think back to the most important decisions I've made in my life, and there are only but a handful. Going to medical school and leaving medical school, because that is where I met Karen, and that is where I decided to pursue an academic career in higher education. And of course, applying for the presidency of Molloy College and accepting the job offer. It has been the most amazing 19 years of my life. I have felt the push of your energy behind me, and occasionally pushing back, okay? We know that. Filling the sails of the ship, pushing the college forward. We have never idled in the doldrums. If you are a sailor, as I have been, you know the feel of the tiller when you catch the wind at its edge and fullness. You can actually feel when you're in that exact slot. You lean into it, and you ride its tremendous energy. That is the feeling I have felt each and every day working alongside all of you. I have felt your passion, your commitment, your willingness to care and to act on that caring. You have never wavered in your commitment. Together, we have transformed the college from a predominantly baccalaureate granting institution into the highest ranked comprehensive regional university in the New York City metropolitan area with academic programs up and through the doctoral level. Together, we have more than doubled enrollment from the 2,200 students when I came to 5,000 today. Together, we have propelled the reputation and brand of the college to ever higher levels, positioning the college as a first choice for students. Together, we have placed the college on a strong financial footing, achieving one of only a handful of positive outlooks by Standard & Poor's, our rating agency. Together, we have rebuilt the campus, and together we have built a rich culture of student life. Our ability to attract a new leader is at its best when everything is clicking, when the new president can look forward and not backwards. And this is that time. So I thank you for allowing me the opportunity to serve alongside each of you, doing, quite frankly, what I love. I have been merely, though, one hand on the ship. It is your ship. The college is your college. And we have the opportunity to use this presidential transition to chart a future course. So looking to the future, what is in front of us right now that is left to do in the next 15 months remaining in my voyage with you and in the first 15 months of the new president? When I told the chair of the board, John McEntee, that's who this fellow is sitting on stage, if you don't know him, when I told him in Florida in January of my decision not to renew my contract, I expressed that my one nagging fear in leaving would be that we would hit the brakes for 2 years, my final year and the new president's first. I am working with the leadership team to assemble a transition plan that includes the priorities for the next 2 years, which we will present to you at Community Day, and we will present to the board in September for their sign-off. This plan will be based on the college's strategic plan, you all remember that, and represents those priorities that you have been sharing with us. I'm sure many of you have questions about how the college will move forward in the selection process for the next president. This responsibility falls to the Board of Trustees, working with all of you. I've had to take a lot of collective breaths over the last few months. So we all know that transitions happen. And what's important is to understand that the moment is more about looking forward than backward. Molloy is a powerful voice for change and an amazing engine of personal transformation for our students, for those of us who work here, and for our partners, and more importantly, an effective engine for social transformation. There is still much more we can do. The best time for a transition is one of your own choosing. A time when we are strong in enrollment, in reputation, in our sense of purpose, when we have a collective sense of vision, and quite frankly, when we have a desire to do more. Over the past few months, I've been, understandably, in a reflective and poetic mood. So I'd like to end with a poem that I wrote entitled Transitions. Life is a pattern of interconnected events and actions that form our own peculiar web. There are decisions we make that form a wake, that guide us home. And then those that go awry with unanticipated events that literally stand us on our head. But most of us can point to a few decisions that have altered our lives for good or bad. To be fair, looking back, I, as most, did not see the fullness of events a singular decision would have, the life-altering path it would form. I am, after all, neither clairvoyant nor omnipresent, though I'd like to think I have a unique, Marvel-esque vision to see the future. But now at 60 years plus, I have come to a revelation of sorts. When we come to those inflection points in our lives that demand a choice, there are two actions we can all take that will put us inside that turbulent way. Just breathe. We do not control life and its quirks and turns, no matter what the illusion we create. Second, just keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Maintaining the status quo is a decision we each own in the end. Not acting as a choice, and common idiom wisdom tells us that. Don't stick your head in the sand. When you act and move forward, the unseen path unfolds to the next inflection point. It unfolds with surprise and wonder, with so many possibilities. We, you and me, are at one of those inflection points. I do not know what will unfold for me, or for you, or for the college. But I am prepared to hold the possibilities and begin the next journey. Thank you so much. Thank you. And may I add to all of you, thank you so much.